Righto, this looks like we're coming into Wilcannia. Along that goat track along the western side. With some old tennis courts. Alright. So I'm actually booked into a caravan park here. To do a bit of laundry and so forth. And so yeah, I want to have a bit of a look around, see what's going on. This looks like the main drag. Nice old, oh, it's the council chambers there. Looks like an old pub. Back services, pharmacy, not much looks open to be honest. Bit of renovating there. Alright. Alrighty guys, so I've settled in. We're settled in, met the neighbours. So here we are at our camp spot at the caravan park at Wilcannia. So we're out of town a couple of K, over the bridge. Couple of K. Got a nice big billabong here, and then this place has seriously just filled up in the last 2 hours since I've been here. It's amazing how quick these joints fill up, and you really do have to book, believe it or not. But anyway, I'll speak to the owner of the park. I said, what is there, what can I see around here? So he's given me a mud map. I'm going to jump on the bike, just filled it with fuel. So I'm going to jump on the bike. We're here, so we're going to come around this. This is the big lagoon I just showed you. We're going to come around here, and we're going to come out here to a place called the old boat ramp, and there's some old pumps and stuff there that they used to flood this place. And we'll come back and we'll go up here to, it's called the big red gum tree. It's about 500-year old. That's a definite I want to see, so I think we'll go there first. And then there's some other stuff out here, which is Bondi Beach with no lifesavers on guard. That's where we are, Warrawong Caravan Park. Well, there we go. Alright, so let's go and have a look at that. Righto, here's point of interest number one. In there, I don't know if you can see through the trees, but in behind here there's a big orchard of oranges and mandarins. Absolute perfect for citrus here. And then we've got an awesome old truck over here by the big billabong. So have a look at this old girl. Look at the patina, it's perfect, just perfect. Look at it, just amazing. And then our flatbed, old bottle jack, and there's an old diff. I wonder if that's going to hold oil still. Probably not. And through there's a big billabong. So there we go. Yet another big grand old tree. So righto, we'll get a few still shots of this amazing thing and we'll continue on. Righto, this is a second stop. It's called the old boat ramp, and what it actually is this old pump, a couple of old pumps, and what they used to do was pump water up, and then along here then I'll show you on the way back out, because we just followed this big channel in, and then they'd pump the water up into that channel and send it back towards that big billabong and all out through here and just flood that entire area and flood irrigate. So here we go, here's the old pumps. Now, this looks like it used to drive some sort of winch with cables, so maybe that's they used to pull boats out. Big Leyland diesel. Look at it. Big Leyland motor. And there's a tracks that go down, so maybe they were able to, oh, that winch is probably to slide, to winch that pump up, so they could bring it up and down the rails, depending on the water level maybe. But then you've got a big fixed steel pipe here. So, yeah. I don't know. There's a big mob of goats out in that paddock I saw. And there's a couple just chilling out. You probably can't see them. They're nothing flash anyway. Goats chilling out on the bank there. Black and white ones. But, yeah, they're nothing special there. There's literally millions of them out here, so... I want to catch a yellow belly for dinner. That's what I want to catch, instead of these stinking carp. But here's a good look at the river near Wilcannia. Beautiful. All right, so there we go. Big pump. Big old pump, eh? Amazing. Blocked. Oh, there's the other part of the pipe. That would have been the end that went into the water. Look at this for a beautiful bend in the river here. Just eases around. Absolutely stunning. And you can't see them on camera, but out here there is just thousands of goats. There's so many. But look at the greenery. So perfect. Righto. I've got to go backtrack now to go to that big old tree, and then I'll show you that channel where they used to send this water. Righto, so here's the channel. The pump's just over there, and then they'd send this right down there to that big billabong and flood all this out here to irrigate. Righto, here we go, Big Red. How's this for a wild bit of the river, eh? Amazing. Outstanding pig country. So the big floodplain's out over there. We rode right across it. Now we've come in through these trees here. And then, here's Big Red. They reckon he's 500 years old. Probably more. So have a go at the size of it. They're all big trees here. Holy shit, look how big it is. I'll see if I can, I'll get a still photo of that and put it up with me standing next to it like the one at Mays Bend. But look at that. Just snapped. Snap. Imagine being around to watch that happen. Snap. And you're not getting the idea of the scale through the camera. It's always the way, but yeah, look at this thing, the branches it's dropped. Oh my God. Look at the size of that branch. I'll see if I can, hang on. Alright, I'll balance that there. See how big it is? It's a monster. Half a, 5 centuries old. Oh. So there you go. Alright, we'll wrap this up quick so I can see my battery's going flat. And I want to go and have a look at this beach. But these trees along here are just massive. Got another one there, another one there. Just ginormous. So old. Wow. Then we'll have a look at the river here. A lot of snags. So there we go. So we've just turned up to Bondi Beach and have a look at this little fella. We'll see if we can get a look at his face. Where you going, little buddy? Hey? What are you doing? Where are you? There. Show us your little face. No, he won't. He won't. So there's an echidna. So this is the Bondi Beach down here. We'll have another look in a minute. You're going to walk right between my bloody feet. You're a little cute fella, aren't you? Where are you going? Aren't you stab me in the leg? He's right on me bloody boot. Look. What are you doing, little dude? Hey, what are you doing? Not sure what to do, are you? Good morning, guys. Righto, we are up and at 'em. And have a look at this. Oops, I think I might be burning here. But we got breakfast in the camp kitchen. Egg and bacon sandwich, beautiful. And have a go at our view out the back here. All this beautiful mist has just arrived to give us that stunning view. Isn't that amazing? Just gorgeous. Tell you, there's never a dull moment out here. There is, I keep saying it, but there is always something to see. You know, I picked up another couple of good books from the reception. They got a book exchange, so I dropped a couple off and picked a couple up. So there we go. Look at that, just stunning. All right, guys, we're just wrapping up breakfast here at Warrawong Caravan Park. Lovely, in Wilcannia. It's the first time I've stayed at Caravan Park the whole trip, because I just need to do laundry and stuff like that. So it's been nice. So what we're going to do, the plan was to head out. Today's Thursday, I think the 14th, 15th, something like that. My plan was from Wilcannia to break away from the river and head west to White Cliffs, and then to Broken Hill, and then up to Thargomindah and Inaminka, then across to the Flinders Ranges. Do it that way. But the Monday Bash at Broken Hill was on this weekend, so the last of the stragglers have just left this morning to get there for the weekend. So when you've got thousands and thousands of caravanners like that all converging on that area, they're like and this is not being disrespectful, but they're like a plague of locusts. They just sweep through and clean out everything. The fuel, the food, the water, the dump points. Like it's crazy. You should have seen the queues at the fuel stations here yesterday with the last of them heading out that way. So I'm not going to go out there.
it's a bad time to go out there. The Monday Lookout and the Mad Max Museum, Silverton, all that stuff that I want to see is all closed down because of the bashes on. So we're going to give that we're going to change our plan. So I'm going to go south. I've booked in 2 nights at a lovely sheep station down the road here. We'll go and have a look at that. Cornelia Gari. And then we'll head down to, we've got the Menindee Lake system. Then we've got Pooncarie. And then we're going to go out to Lake Mungo. Very important Indigenous site. And then we'll continue on into Wentworth, where the Darling hits the Murray. And I promised I would tell you the story about possum, so we'll go and do that. And then I've got friends in Mildura, just over the river in Victoria, so I'm just going to go and chill out there for a little while, just get a bit of civilization under my belt, and then we'll reassess from Mildura which way to go from there. So that's our plan. In a minute we'll head into Wilcannia. I'll fuel up, I'll get some water, maybe a few more groceries, and we'll do a little bit of a tiki tour of Wilcannia, and then we'll mosey on. So that's the update.
Righto guys, we're going to do a little bit of a tiki tour of Wilcannia. We'll start with the police station and have a look at what we're greeted with at the police station. Gorgeous black cockatoos. Oh, they flew off. Anyway, how cool's that? They've been eaten up in the cedar trees here. Alright, so this is the old police complex here. So, jail and courthouse. So this one here is the jail, is it? 1890s. Local sandstone. Alright, so beautiful old building, have a look at that. Gorgeous. And local sandstone too. So that's probably the jail out the back there. And then this looks like the courthouse up here. And I think old mate in the pub last night told me this is the old storehouse where they used to bring up all the goods from the paddle steamers in the river behind in here. And then that might be the quartermaster's residence there. There's no sign at the front of that, but the obligatory beautiful big peppercorn tree. So there's another gorgeous old building there where I'm parked. Not sure what that is, doesn't say what it is. But this looks like the, yeah, this is the courthouse from 1880. That's the jail over there. This is the old courthouse. 1880. Have a look at that. Beautiful. Okay, now this looks like another old pub. There's only one pub in town, I'll show it to you. Like traditional pub. And this is another old pub here. There used to be 3 pubs in town, but 2 sold off their licenses and were closed down. So there's only the one left. And I'd say this would have been one of them here. That no longer runs, and it's for sale. It's now a gallery. Queen's Head, Wilcannia. Historic multi-use building. Wow. That would be pretty cool. Turn that back into a pub, bring back the old days, the bloodbath. I'll tell you about that when we get up to this next pub. Looks like an old garage. Closed. Yeah, looks like an old petrol station or garage. Might even be an old bloody... who knows. Now look at this poor old building here. Oh, actually just looks like a facade. And it is. Nothing out the back there but a spare block. But look at the gorgeous, gorgeous sandstone. You know, just beautiful. This is almost as good as the stuff they get down in South Australia. So, I wonder what this used to be out here. Who'd know? I'd love to know. But not much here. Hey. No, she's done that old building. That's a little cafe, Wilcannia. The girls in there do an absolute killer egg and bacon roll. Sensational. Hello, little dog. Little watchdog. Okay. Oh, Jesus! You little bully. Having a go at me, that little bastard. Okay, so what's this? Oh, this old butcher here. Not sure if he's still operating. He doesn't look like it. Sadly, there's not much operating at all in these little old towns, here and Burke. I found Burke was the same. Boarded up, pigeons up there. So look at this old, oh, they got the old signs, Ivanhoe, Cobar, Wanaring, Menindee. Right, now here is the old pub, right here. So, Dad used to come up here when I was a little kid, pig shooting with his mates. And he used to tell stories about this pub. He said they were mopping up the eyeballs at the end of the night. He said it was the Wild West. All these windows are all bricked up now. It's closed. Well, parts of it are closed. These had bars on the windows. He said it was as rough as anything. Fights, brawls, you name it. It all happened here back in the 70s and 80s. Just a mad, wild pub. So that was the entrance. This section here is all closed. But that was a big bar. Went right around and then around the corner. This was the entry here. But that's all just full of shit and offices now. I went in here for a beer last night. So that's the door. So you can go in there, and just that little section in there is still open for a beer. Very rough and rustic, but you can still have a beer in here. So here's the old pub. So this building over here looks like it might have been an old theatre or something like that. It's got that real theatre look about it. And over here is the Wilcannia Athenaeum. Now that's got a historic plaque out the front, so let's go and have a look what this used to be. 1883. Okay, so you can always pause and read this if you can see it. Municipal chambers of a mason in full regalia. So was it a Masons Club? Here we go, pretty cool. An old steam engine there. And back in the day, Wilcannia was the third largest port in Australia. Can you believe that? The third largest port. Absolutely phenomenal. So we've got another sign here. What do we got? Oh yeah, that's that building over there. The former London Chartered Bank of Australia, 1899. Well, opened in 1874. So much history here. I love it. All right, let's head back have a look at a few more things, then we'll go over the bridge. Alright, here's the old signboard. So we started, well, we really started at Burke, but I did come through Warrana from down here, but I had to keep going. I couldn't stop there. I really wanted to see some fish traps, but I had to keep going. So we got Burke, Louth, Tilpa. Now we're here, and then we're going to come down to, or somewhere in here is Niriagari, the station we're staying at. Then we'll do Menindee with a big lake system, down to Pooncarie, and finish up at Wentworth. So that's our plan. Righto, we're about to cross over this beautiful, beautiful old bridge. The new one's built beside it, but I'll read this out to you. Completed in 1896, this was the first bridge crossing of the Darling River between Wentworth and Burke, hence the third largest port. It got the first bridge. Prior to its construction, all stock and vehicle traffic crossed by punts, although on occasions large herds of cattle were swum across the river, led by a trained bullock. The bridge is a classical example of the vertical lift span bridges that were built over western New South Wales rivers in that period. The central span lifts vertically on wire ropes balanced by counterweights located at each corner tower, allowing riverboats and their heavily laden barges to pass unhindered on the high river. The bridge, now listed with the National Trust, is one of the few remaining examples of the 23 movable bridges built on the Murray-Darling River system. And there was one the same but much bigger at Mildura, and I think it's still there next to the brand new one. And here we go, here's the river people, the Barkinji, I think that's how you pronounce it. So here's something about the bullock teams. Oh, I'll get out of the sun. So you can always pause and read that if you want. The Barkinji dance troupe, doing the traditional dances. Really cool. Here's the women. Just amazing. Again, pause and read this, please. And here's the men's shed and all the boys. Fantastic. Righto, let's go for a walk across this gorgeous old bridge. So pretty low on the downstream side of the bridge, because I stayed last night over there and apparently the weir is up that way, upstream. Have a look at this beautiful old thing, would you? Wilcannia Bridge, opened in January 1896. Now she's home to the pigeons. As you can tell by the guano. Watch these guys here, I think they're shags. I heard the little fish, they all work as a team. There they all come up there. So they'll fly as a big group up to a certain part of the river, then they'll land, then they'll just work their way back, diving and fishing. Great to watch. But here's the river looking upstream, I think. Yes, upstream. And here we go, we're on the new bridge now. Give you a look at the old bridge, just stunning, isn't it? Now, another thing that the guy at the pub was telling me, I think that might be it there. That used to be a big timber structure with a massive crane on it that used to unload the steamers here. That might be it, but he said the kids burned it down. So that doesn't look burnt, that just looks collapsed. So I'm not sure about that. I reckon the crane might have been back that way at the storehouse I was showing you about. Opposite the police station, that's right there. Tell you what I am seeing, but you won't be able to see it here, is dead fish. Dead fish floating, washed up on the bank. So I'm not sure what's going on there. They all look like carp, so that's a good thing. Oh, feel this bridge vibrate, that truck go over it. Oh my god, she got some flex in it, the whole bridge. I don't know. Actually, you know what? I think that is the old hoist, because there's a thing there and a thing in there with cables and stuff around it, and that looks like the platform that big old crane used to sit on, and it would unload the steamers here. And I'd say that bit, oh, but look at that size of that tree. That's got to be a couple hundred years old, maybe. Oh, that's got to be 300 years old, that huge thing. So yeah, well, maybe not, I don't know, because that's where the big structure used to be, right where that tree is, I would think, or on the other side of it where all those ruined timbers are there. So I'm not sure, but still very, very interesting. All right, here we go. This might shed a bit more light. The port of Wilcannia, and there's, pause it again if you like, there's some of the barges and steamers right near the bridge. So that looks to be, yeah, right here where that structure is. So right, in 1859, Captain Francis Cadell navigated his steamer Albury up the Darling, arriving 8 days later at Wilcannia, effectively beginning the paddle steamer trade on the Darling River. Wilcannia became one of the major ports of the Murray-Darling system, with the paddle steamer trade flourishing for over 70 years. It was for a time the third largest shipping port in Australia. The late 1800s were the golden years of river trade, and innumerable stories and legends grew from those times. Captain Charlie Payne had the reputation of having sunk more boats than any man on the river. Once when he was at Burke, he was ordered downstream on a rapidly falling river. He left at once with his steamer, towing 2 barges. The first barge hit a snag and sunk near Dunlop Station. We've been there. The second went down at Curranyalpa Reef. With the water falling rapidly, he had no choice but to continue on without an attempt to salvage the barges. But the steamer was finally holed and sank near Wilcannia. Payne and his crew finished the trip, arriving in the steamer's dinghy. Magnificent. And all because of what that truck's carrying, sheep. Righto, so we're back on the major intersection of town. Broken Hill that way. Did we come in? Not sure which way we came in. Cobar, I think, that way, and Menindee that way. So there's a big crossroads right here, and of course that's where the pub is. And here's the old post office and telegraph station. There we go. Erected in 1880. Gorgeous old sandstone building again. and all this is sandstone. And one of the girls I had dinner with last night, or the only girl, she was telling me that all this lattice work here and all the lattice work like this in Broken Hill was all imported from England. So just fantastic. So there we go. Oh, honestly, if those walls and those pillars could talk to you, they would tell stories you probably wouldn't believe, because back in the day all the shooters used to come up here, and the musterers, and the you know, all the out-of-towners and that, and then they would just get into brawls with the, you know, they'd come on to the Indigenous girls, and then it was just on for young and old. It was just real Wild West stuff, and sadly a thing of the past. There the girls just cruising around out for a morning stroll on the horses. Gotta love it. Alrighty, so that was Wilcannia. I absolutely loved it. There's a lot of history there, and a lot of family history as well, so it was a lot different to what I expected, and like I said, I really loved it. So we're off now, off to Nirrigari station, and we're just going to check that out. As always, I'll show you the road we're on, travelling down the western side of the Darling. There we go, that's us. Beautiful day and eating up some more miles.